What's going on, everybody? Y'all are now tuned into the Biz with Dean. Of course, I'm back with another exclusive interview. I have Q Parker of 112. How you doing today, Q?
I'm good, man. How about yourself?
I'm good. Thank you for coming on the show this evening.
Oh, man, thanks for having me.
Not a problem. I definitely want to first off say it's like an honor to have you on the show and then have met you 2 months ago. That was, it's just dope because I would never dream of that, being a fan since I was 3. So it's like, wow, dreams do come true.
Wow. That's hot, man. That's hot.
So tell the listeners who may not know who you are, tell them a little bit about you.
Well, my name is Q Parker. I'm from the multi-platinum group 112. Brought you, countless number of hits since 1996. Just started my solo journey. This is my first debut solo album coming out October 30th. It's called The Manual. And it's just, really my spin on how I feel like, women should be treated. I have very strong opinions, and I'm letting the women know how I feel about them on record. I want to cater to them, just make the ladies feel good. So, the first single came out. It's called "Show You How." It did very well. We're now on to the second single. It's entitled "Yes," and I'm just enjoying the ride, man. Touching everybody, trying to make sure I make everybody aware that I'm actually doing the solo record. So, every interview I can do, every hand I can shake, every picture I can take, I'm doing all of that.
That's what's up, and I definitely would have to say I love the 2 singles, and your more recent mixtape, Qgasm.
Mm-hmm.
That was dope. I was like, what?
Nah.
I was like, this guy is still killing it.
Being a student, of the industry, I watch, the way things are being done. And, I realize that, content is king. And at some time, the attention span of the consumer is short. So, sometimes I'm impatient. So my mission is to just continue to pump stuff out until the album comes out. And, one of the ways that I was able to do that was, through a fitness calendar and through my mixtape and through my Q versions that I released on YouTube. Just to let it into, and also my behind the scenes making of the manual, the webisode that I do, and what that does, it just keeps me engaged and keeps me connected with my fans and with the supporters, so that by the time October 30th come in, I push them right into the album and let them right into the album release date.
That's what's up. Now I did some research, and I'm aware that you have your own label, correct?
Yes, it's actually a production company. It's called New Fam Entertainment, and I was able to have a unique situation in how I'm releasing my album. I signed myself to my production company, and then I did a partnership with Malaco Records, record company out of Jackson, Mississippi, the independent major, and we made the partnership work, and everything has been going very well thus far, and I'm looking forward to all the excitement and all the things that we have coming forward.
I'm definitely excited to see what you guys have in store with your label. I didn't even know that you had a label. Like last night, I had got a chance to talk with Slim, and I was like, okay, let me see if Q's got a label, because Deron's got one, and then Mike necessarily, I don't think Mike has one because he's doing the I'm Just Saying column. And I was just like, let me dig a little deep and see what else I can find, because I'm sure there's some stuff that I don't necessarily know when it comes to what he's got going on, and that I did not know. So I had to ask you about that, most definitely.
I'm glad you did, because a lot of people don't really dive all the way in, and it's important, for the younger generation to know that that's the better way to do it. Establish your own companies, your own entities, and not always be at the mercy of the record companies and the record labels. So, if somebody could, if I can inspire somebody to do it the way I did it, then hey, great,
That's what's up, and I definitely have to say you and the guys have inspired me with, doing your labels and just being artists in general, because I'm an artist myself, have my own label, so I can pretty much relate to what that is like. And it's such an amazing feeling knowing that, I own my publishing.
Nice.
I ain't got to give nobody that. And that's the way it should be. So let's talk about 112. How is the I know you. Well, I'm not going to ask that. You guys are doing the For the Fans tour right now. How is that going for you?
It's going very well, man. It has allowed us to reunite, rekindle the love. Not that it ever was gone, but really, really operate it and make it back active. And, it's just something that we wanted to do for the fans. For the 6 years that we've been away, everybody have been, weighing in on, where's my 112? I want to see my 112. I'm supporting Slim, I'm supporting Mike, Slim, and Q and Deron, but I want my 112. So we all came together and said, you know what, guys, let's do it, man. Let's do it. And everything has been going very well. The first one was in Atlantic City. That went very well with Faith Evans. Little C's came out. Then the second one was in Detroit at Shane Park. 112, Jagged Edge, Drew Hill. And we have about 4 or 5 coming up within the rest of the month of August and September. And it's exciting, man, to really see that people still remember you. They still love you, adore you, and appreciate you even after almost 17 years. To still be able to see that your music can take a person back to a special place when they first heard your records. It's like none other. But then, from a personal standpoint, it's good to actually be on the stage with the guys that you grew up with and to be able to rock the house like we used to do. I mean, it's amazing, and to hear your brothers sing and just to become a fan of their voices again. And when you add them all together, it's like a machine that is like the truth.
Right. And how would you say, just like looking out in the crowd and seeing the fans' reaction, like how did that make you like overall feel?
It's a feeling, man, that is indescribable, man. Like, again, I know what it used to do when we were working those records, and to still be able to have that effect on the fans, it's amazing. It's amazing, man. Like, you can't put a dollar amount on it. You can't put a price tag on it. It's just one of those things that just makes you feel so great inside.
So how would you say your music as a solo artist differs from, being in the group 112, 112 music?
Well, my music it's coming from me. I like to say that, my music is a personal conversation that I'm having with, my female fans. I make my music strictly for the ladies. And when I say that I had to clear it up, that doesn't mean that there's no music on there for the fellas. But my mindset going into it is making sure I give my women something that they can really, really own and really feel a part of. When I open my mouth, you can't help but hear the similarities of 112 because, of course, my voice was, one of the more dominant voices in terms of, a lot of the backgrounds and on a lot of the leads. So right then you're going to hear the similarities. Like, yeah, that's the guy from 112. But I think the difference is just you just getting all of me. It's not where I had to go in and do a verse and then do this background part or then I tag somebody else in. Like, you're getting 100% Q Parker from the beginning to the end, and you're hearing my story, my personal story, and my personal views on how I feel like, I want to deal with my lady fans.
All right. So I also know you got a fitness calendar out, and I have a lot of female fans. Well, that I do have because I'm an artist as well, but we're not talking about that. I have a lot of female friends that are fans of 112, and particularly some of them say you are their favorite. And they have the fitness calendar Now, how did that all come about?
You know what, man? Just realizing that I wanted to do something to kind of support the campaign of reducing the obesity rate in our kids and just in our country, period. You know, the First Lady, Michelle Obama, does a great job of bringing awareness to everybody about, you know, being just more conscious about, excuse me 1 second. Put the sneeze, hold on. Okay, I thought I had to. So, you know, in trying to figure out ways that we were going to rebrand Q Parker, you know, the question was asked was, you know, what are the interests? What are some of the things that interest you? And, you know, anybody knows me know that the first thing I do in the morning is I'm going to the gym and I'm going to get my workout on. You know, and being active physically is a part of my life. It's not something that I just do because, you know, I'm an R&B singer, but it's my lifestyle. It's a part of me, and I want to spread that throughout everybody. And if I can motivate somebody by purchasing a fitness calendar, then, you know, if that's gonna make them get up, get out, and say, you know what, I wanna do more than what I'm doing, then hey, I've done my job.
Right. And I feel like it definitely inspires, you know, women, men, just, you know, everybody to, you know, if they're you know, even insecure about their bodies, to maybe like, you know, if Q's got a body like that, then I should definitely be able to do it. I shouldn't have no discouragement. So I definitely have to applaud you and commend you on that, because, you know, that's nice of you to do something like that.
Yeah, man.
That's how I think of it.
So it's kind of like, you know, you get a couple of things accomplished. You know, I'm giving the ladies some eye candy, but at the same time, if I can get them to say, you know what, I'm looking at this calendar, and you know what, today I'm going to go to the gym. If that's the result, then, hey, mission accomplished.
That is so true. But let's get into this, your new single, Yes. How did you come up with the concept for it?
You know, like I always say, my music is, I'm just having a conversation. And, you know, a part of what makes the manual, which is the title of my album, October 30th, everybody, is the fact that I'm expressing my views on how I feel a woman should be treated, how she should be talked to, how she should be nurtured and made love to and cared for and all of these things. That's part of life. You know, man and woman are going to be intimate, and we're going to have sensual and intimate desires for one another. And I just wanted to express that on this particular song, and it came out. You know, the title of it is Yes. You know, it's doing very well on the charts right now. Need everybody to just, you know, continue supporting it, tweeting about it, calling the radio stations, requesting it. We can make this thing, you know, a number one record, top 5 record, and all that. So here it is, y'all. My current single and second single off of my debut solo album, The Manual. This record is called Yes.
All right, everybody, and that was Q Parker, Yes. Now, Q, I got to ask you, was that inspired by anybody in particular or a true story in life?
Well, you know, I write from life experiences, and I write from a standpoint of what I think women want to hear and what they need to hear. You know, I think so often, you know, we live in a world where everything is just right now, microwave society, to where, you know, a woman want to hear you. A woman wants to be spoken to in a nice, but respectful, polite way. And even though you're saying something that is intimate, it can still be said in a sensual, classy way.
That is very true, and I feel like that's what, you know, women need. And, you know, there are guys out there that don't necessarily understand that. They feel like, okay, they like it rough as far as sex. They just, you know, say it like that, and they like to be taught rough. I mean, not necessarily.
Well, I mean, you know, we definitely want to, you know, change the pace every now and then, but I mean, I can't just necessarily just say somebody just wanting rough, you know what I mean?
Right. So besides the, in fact, I'm jumping too fast. What is your take on R&B nowadays? I've got to know since it's changed over the past few years. What is your take on R&B now?
Well, I just think it needs to be a situation where we all band together. The one thing about the hip hop community is you'll see on a record, you'll see Rick Ross and Tip and Jeezy. You'll see all of them get together and show that they support one another. They'll be on the same record. They'll be on the same tour. They'll be, they'll show publicly their support for each other. And I think in order for R&B to get where it has to be, we have to kind of follow the mold of the rappers. We need to show that we support each other more. And again, this is just my opinion, but there needs to be a record where, Tank and Tyrese is on at the same time. It needs to be a record where Q and Tyrese is on at the same time. Like we need to just publicly show that we are supportive of each other.
Right. I can definitely see something like that. What other artists I can see you doing like a collaboration with something like that? Willie from Day 26.
You know what? That was my mission going into my solo album. He and I were supposed to do a record on the album, but we just couldn't get our schedules together to kind of coincide with each other. So I didn't make the deadline with that particular duet. But he's definitely one of my good friends. He's like a little brother to me, and we would definitely have an album, a record together on the next album, or maybe on his album.
Right. I'm looking forward to it because I'm a fan of Day 26 and fan of yours. So,
yeah.
Hearing a song with you and Willie, that'd be dope because I think just speaking of, talking about tones, like, it just would mix together great. You're like fire. That's what I can only imagine that it would create. So how was it working with Diddy?
Say that one more time.
How was it working with Diddy?
Oh man, learned so much from him, man. Learned a lot from him. The fact that he's a perfectionist, like he pushed us every day, and instilled in us some of the core values and the work ethic that I still implement today in the Q Parker movement. It was instilled in us that you don't leave any one person untouched, or you don't leave knowing that you haven't affected everybody that was at the venue. So again, we taking every picture, we signing every autograph, we are shaking every hand, kissing every baby. Just having that intimate one-on-one personal connection and having them leave saying something positive about you, because that equates to a long-term relationship with each other. And I think that's why people can still say they are huge fans of 112, because we did that every day.
Mm-hmm. And I definitely can tell that he's had a big impact on you guys' career, period, of how, like, especially how you react with fans. I see how, with artists, because I know other former Bad Boy artists, and they tell me, Diddy always told us to be this way with the fans, and this is how you've got to be, and it's all the same. So I'm glad to hear that. So my last question for you is, so what's next? I know you got the album. What else is is in store for you?
We have the album coming out October 30th. We have the new fitness calendar 2014 coming in October as well. We have, we are still traveling and touring with 112. So, that'll be something that, the fans can look forward to. And I'm just excited to actually get out and promote this manual album. I'm looking forward to getting on the road, again, touching everybody and really just, promoting this Q Parker movement.
Right. And I'm looking forward to it as well. Looking forward to having it on my iPhone, along going with the other music you have out and the guys have. Because it's needed. It's